Hi guys, Trev, body mechanic from Absolute Fitness, and this is my Idiot on a Motorbike series. So, following on from the previous video on IPSGA and bends and corners, so we're going to put a bit more meat on that. So when we look at IPSGA, information, position, speed, gear, acceleration, when we're looking at that for our ride into a bend or a curve, safety is paramount. So safety is the first thing that we're always thinking of. So when we're looking at the information dictates our safety. But what information are we actually looking at? Well, I always ride with a sat nav, so I've got information straight away from there because it gives us an indicator of what the bend's severity of the bend is. Okay, but I'll come more onto that in a minute when we actually get to the bend. But we can look at the road surface. So even though we position at P1, P2, P3, P1 being where the inside lines of a car tyre are, yeah, pushing maybe is a little bit more towards the edge of the road, but not right up to the edge of the road. P2 is the middle of the road, and P3 is where the outside wheels of a car would be, pushing towards a little bit towards the white line. So the information of the road surface itself would dictate where we position, because although I'm coming into a right hand bend, yeah, so I would position out onto P1. If the road surface on that area wasn't good, then I couldn't position there. I'd have to position in. So that in itself then would affect my speed coming into the bend. If you see, also that would then affect my gear for coming round through the bend and then to be able to accelerate out of the bend. So I need to have the appropriate gear. So safety is paramount. The information that we gathering from around us, be it from my sat nav or what I can see, be that say mud on the road, loose chippings on the road, because that becomes a skid factor. There could be metal work on the road, all skid factors, and we can see all these as we're approaching into it. All right, they're all going to dictate our positioning for safety reasons, which would then dictate our speed and our gear, etc. Now, as we're approaching the bend itself, what we have is what we call the limited point of view. So it's where I can see the road. So as that road bends, the two edges converge. Now, if that converge is quite a distance away, so I can clearly see a lot of the way around the bend, obviously that will dictate my speed within that bend as well. So not only have I got position that I need to adopt based on safety, yeah, but my speed into that bend is dictated by that limited point of view. If, however, as I'm coming into that bend, that limited point of view is very close to me, we're in a very tight bend. Okay, so obviously again, my speed would be dictated to that. So that limited point of view is also information that we're gathering whilst out there on the road. So like I said before, we've got, you know, mud on the road, road surface, grit on the road, metalwork on the road. We might have hedges around us and where we can see beyond them and see the road going around, see cars coming the other way, things like that. Yeah, or it could be high verges around us, preventing us from seeing around the actual bend or seeing over it. Okay, so then you're more reliant then onto that limited point of view, and you're scanning the road ahead looking for all this information. Okay, so what we'll do now is we'll kind of see this in practice. Now, it's difficult when you're actually riding to throw all this information there, hence I've done it at the beginning, but that's what I'm trying to do, put out bits of information which is helping to govern my position in the road to ensure my safety. Okay, which then obviously dictates my speed into the bend and curve and my gear for my acceleration out of it. Okay, so let's take a look at it in action. See round the bend, I could see what traffic's coming the other way. So we're still continuing down here. We're coming into a 40-mile-an-hour zone now. So again, I've got metal work on the road. That's a hazard. So I'm looking at that. Cars parked up, hazard. So they're all affecting my positioning on the road. I'm going to go left here. Past this car now. Okay, so we're in a 30-mile-an-hour zone. Not the best road. Road surface is not the best. Coming to some traffic lights. So we're constantly scanning the surface of the road, a little bit like a lifeguard does, scanning the pool. You know, you're not just fixed on one point ahead of you, like, because this is a slight bend here, my limited point of view is quite a way around, okay, and I'd be more positioned to P3, but because I'm stationary at the traffic lights, I've gone into P2. Here we go. Now again, there's bollards there, so I'm not pushing right up. I'm doing under 30 mile an hour, or even at 30, I'm good at P2 area. So we're coming to a left-hand bend now. I can see a sign telling me left. I've got markings on the road saying slow. I can't, my point of view is limited, so I'm not coming into this too fast. Yeah, we've got markings on the road again, that's trying to make you go slower. Signs again, road narrowing, zigzag round this bend a little bit. So I go on the bend, but I could see round the bend as far as I can. A left-hand bend again, slight curve. Limited on view again, but I'm out at P3 for the best view I can get. Just trying to cross them back into P2. Slight right bend coming over to P1 for the bend, and then we've got quite a sharp left bend here. My sat nav's telling me that, but the roads are not looking fantastic here, so we're taking this a bit slower. Accelerating out of it now though, I'm in the correct gear, coming into a right hand bend again. The road's not looking fantastic again, so I've got to start thinking, right, my positioning at P1 may not be the greatest. So maybe a little bit in between P1 and P2. It's a 50 mile an hour road. I'm coming to a little left-hander now, so I'm positioning out at P3. Quality of the road's okay, I can't see nothing else, so I can still take that pretty much at speed. Coming into a 40 mile an hour zone now, so we're back down to 40, hazards, cars parked up. Looked over my shoulder, nothing behind me, so it's quite safe for me to move out. Past these on the other side of the road, there's no traffic coming either. Metal work in the road, so I'm avoiding that. The road, solid white line, that's a definite indicator that, you know, it could be a danger spot, that. So my speed is being dictated by that. Yeah, I've got narrow lines. Yeah, with a small gap in between. Now they're opening up, wider, smaller lines, wider gap. I know I can, it's a bit more safer to do so. Again, I'm out there at P2.5 to P3. Got a bit of a left-hand sweep and bend now. So I'm positioning out at P3, road surface, not too bad, just in places looking a bit dodgy, but it's into a junction, so I'm gearing down, positioning to turn right. Good to do so, and away we go. And we're coming up to traffic lights. We're going to go left at these lights. Back into P2. There's some cars either side of me.
Now I'm quite happy to sit back towards P2.5. So I'm just a little bit away from that danger area of the curb. I'm splitting the danger down. Sweep a little left hander. Now cover. That's it. Do a little right hand bend. Little right hand curve. I'll just back out at P1. The information's pretty straightforward. You know, it's open fields either side of me. I've got good line of visibility. Quick switch out at P3 for this bend. Quick switch into P1 for this one as we're approaching a little roundabout. Yeah, my limiting factors are going to be the cars in front of me. P1. The information's straightforward, it's all clean sweep, you can see it, you know, right ahead. The cars are getting my limiting factor. Just easing out to the other side of the road a little bit, or I say the other side of the road, the other side of my lane. Yeah, I can accelerate out of that as well. This is a 60-mile-an-hour road. We're just coming into a 30 now. Believe it or not, it's still a 60-mile-an-hour road. Oh no, sorry, 30. Although it is up to 60 now. So a little right-hand sweep here, but there's a junction there, so I better save for that. Straight into a left-hand sweep. That limited point of view is not good, then it's opening up, so we can accelerate that up a bit. Getting that limited point of view because of it being slightly uphill, so a bit of a brow of the hill limits that view a bit. Cyclist ahead, so I'm mirroring, there's nothing behind me, I can give him that bit of room to pass him. Start accelerating into 40 a bit, accelerating out a bit. Okay, got a right hand curve coming up. You've got the hedge on the right, can't see nothing. Road's a little bit bumpy, but that limited point of view is perfectly fine, so we can accelerate that still. And again, and into a little left hand. Coming to a junction now, we see the giveaway signs are slow. We're going to turn left here. Again, we've got solid white lines, loads of information going on there. I've got a left hand bend coming up followed by a right hand bend. Sat nav's telling me that. Got slow on the floor, solid white line. That's giving me serious indications that, you know, my speed needs to be cautious of that. Just going out of the P1, road's not too bad. Accelerating out of that, but again, we've got slow signs. Coming into that this left-hand bend now. Solid white lines again, slow on the floor. Saying closed, limited point of view is not good. Now it's opening up and I'm accelerating through it. Back to P2. Into 60, slight left, right hand curve. Just coming out towards P1 a little bit. Take that little curve. Same again. And we're going to go left at this junction here. Again, I've got quite a tight right-hand turn come to the sat-nav. Aaron's telling me to get over. Solid white line giving me my warnings again. So I'm adjusting my speed out to P1. I have to wait till I pass through the bridge first though. Accelerating through that. Car coming the other way. So I'm back out at P3, just coming through this little chicane, back out to P1. Over to P3, we're looking at the road surface, constantly scanning. Another little right hand bend, or curve I should say. And again, you can see a slow sign coming to the brow of a hill. Cyclists cross here, cars parked up. There's a reason for that. Carry on up here, conscious of this car. Little brow of a hill again. Sat nav says little slight left hand curve out at P3 into a little right hand curve. Got a junction coming up, zigzag bend here. Coming into this one, limited point of view. Looking through it, road surface is so-so. Accelerating out of it into a slight right-hand curve. Again, I didn't go right out of P1 because I could see the road surface wasn't brilliant. Left-hand curve. Open fields. You're taking in a lot out there, coming across the P3 now to take this left-hand curve into a nice tight right-hand curve. So adjusting. Get me positioning. Coming through, slow side, coming to a junction. And we're going to go left at this junction. You do need to be into that position. You need to be pushing right out of there. But obviously what comes with greater speed, greater risk, less time to react to situations. So these are all factors you've got to take into account. So before I sign off, we're going to hit a few more bends and curves in the road. The sun is setting. It's a bit of an evening ride, an early October evening ride. So consequently, as it gets dark, things become much harder. So that's going to dictate you're going to go slower. You can't go as fast. Doesn't matter how well you know a road, that might bring confidence for you, but there's always other factors. Since the last time you were on that road, has a pothole developed? You know, is there any other loose material being on there? Has there been a storm, and that storm has caused debris? Has the farm tractors been out and been riding on the road? Got a little slight left bend there. Coming to a left bend coming up. I can see the chevrons in front of me telling me it's there. That's a visible sign. I've got a curve, bend curve sign there. Reduce speed now, slow on the floor. There's metal work on the road, but on the whole the road's quite smooth. Solid white line again, so that's keeping me on my side of the road. Left hand bend again, but we're coming into a 30 mile an hour. Again, my limiting factor is this car in front of me. He's dictating my speed. So there's always information going on around you that you need to be looking at. And that information is going to dictate your positioning. It's going to dictate your safety. Yeah, now the road surface now is getting harder to read because the sun's setting. I'm becoming more reliant on my lights. Got a little bit of a left. So all these things are now getting harder and harder to read because of our lighting conditions. So it's massively going to dictate my speed. Right then guys, I think on that note we'll sign off now for tonight. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Hope it's given you a little insight into all the different information we can use when we're prescribing IPSGA. And get yourselves out there, see if you can practice what I've been doing, try and perfect that positioning a bit, because it is key, but that information is going to dictate that position. So get yourselves off out there guys, happy riding, catch you all later.